you for hanging in there to video number 9. So picking up where I left off in 8. All right, we were talking about niches, a German word, which basically means role. So it's their role in the environment, how they specialize that, getting resources. You can, let's be honest, every living thing on the face of the earth is in competition one way or the other. There are only so many resources. Now, the closer you put organisms in an environment, the more closely or the more intense their competition becomes. So, do you want to compete and try to beat up and kill your competitor? Or is it better for you to say, hey, we're doing the same thing. What can I do differently? And then maybe by doing something differently, you can create a special little niche for yourself and a special role in the environment, and with that increase your fitness. And as your reproduction becomes more successful, more prolific, that adaptation that you've developed to specialize and become better suited in that environment through your niching, you will, I don't know if that's the right way to say that word, but through forming your niche, that will make you better, a better competitor, because really it all comes down to our adaptations. Right, our adaptations are making us better competitors and also increasing our fitness. Love that one. Okay, moving on. All right, if you can ever find videos on the marine iguanas of Galapagos, it is just so cool. Wicked, wicked cool. That's maybe my dorkiness coming out, but nonetheless, we have our marine, which doesn't mean first in, last out. It's not like a military thing, but marine meaning saltwater environment, and terrestrial meaning land-based iguanas. So what we have is we have our land iguanas. They look like a pretty typical normal iguana. And then we have our marine iguanas. They are a bit different looking. I think much respect for me for the marine iguanas. What they do is it's just crazy. But there you go. They formed their own niche. They were on an island. The resources on the island were limited. So what they found is that one of them probably ventured off into the water and figured out it could eat. And so it started to take resources from the ocean. And over time, its ancestors became a little better suited. Every generation or so, their reproduction would lead them towards a niche or adaptations that were making them better suited for their environment, reproducing a little bit more successfully. And over a great period of time, we're going to see two organisms which are relatively close, but separated in geographic isolation, develop different adaptations, radically different. And we're going to talk about the round tail of the land-based, the flat tail for helping for swimming for the marine. We'll talk about large flaps of skin, which allow for quicker heating up because the ocean's cold. So these marine iguanas want to heat up a little quicker. We can also talk about claws. Yeah, kittens got claws. Look at that. The claws on the marine iguana are much more pronounced, longer, sharper for holding on to under the water so they don't get swept out to sea. So there are a lot of adaptations you can see between these two creatures. And there's also a discussion about blood vessels and how the marine iguana can constrict its blood vessels to conserve heat. I don't think Darwin was able to see that, but we, through modern technology and more study, we can now see those things and make comments to those. And let's see. So here's the, this is a nice breakdown for you. I summarized that for you already, so we'll skip that. And here's the, the breakdown where we had our flat tail allows us to swim, get food. Large skin tags, that's for heating up in the sun because they're a cold-blooded animal. If they don't heat up in the sun, they can't really move around very quickly. And so then we have the blood vessel constriction, minimizing heat loss. That's something we found out later after Darwin. And longer and sharper claws theoretically hold on to the water. So good stuff there. I'm going to stop this video at 4:30 because we're going to switch on to Darwin's finches, which will show really great example of niche specialization and adaptation, allowing for the formation of those niches. These can sit right next to each other side by side, but since they now go after different resources by their different adaptations, specifically beaks, they form their own niches and allows for a lot more survival side by side, and you'll see the radical differences in beaks coming up. Bye.